Welcome, race fans, to Fastrak's new video update show powered by Old Man's Garage. Old Man's Garage is the late models chassis parts company who's a proud sponsor of the Fastrak series. On this month's show, we're going to recap all the action at Modoc Speedway. Stan and his crew are ready for the season. We're going to hear from Brian Stewart, the promoter of Modoc Speedway in Modoc, South Carolina. And we're going to recap some of this week's action with highlights and interviews from some of the drivers in the Fastrak series. And stay tuned for the end. We'll have a post-race interview with Jonathan Davenport, three-time winner of the Modoc 100. And here's Wesley Outland to start the show.
Normally, you'll see this man in the number 49 Barry Wright house car, but last night he drove with the Blackwell group in the number 27 entry. It's the driver out of Blairsville, Georgia, nicknamed Superman, Jonathan Davenport. And Jonathan, winner in heat number 4 last night. And tell you what, whether it's a 49 or a 75 or a 6 or who you drive for, you get it done. And what a great job in the heat.
Yeah, I appreciate that there. Travis Blackwell, they really brought me a good car here. It's just like our house car that I drive, for Barry every week. So I knew, I knew what we needed to do to it. We've ran good here in the past. So like I said, we just, if we have a little bit of luck tonight and get this thing in, maybe get to the bottom. It's kind of one lane last night, so it's kind of sucks having to start fourth by setting fast time and winning my heat. But that's a hand I was dealt, and so we'll go from there.
In the last 3 seasons, of course, this is the 3rd annual Modoc 100. You have pocketed over $30,000 here at Brian Stewart's Modoc Speedway. I mean, and of course, we have to mention the Grand Nationals last year. You and Royce Bray in the deal, and you could have walked away with this entire Grand Nationals thing for the Southeast. I mean, I know it was a heartbreaker when it happened here, but you kept on and kept on. You won the Dirt Track World Championships. You went to Withville, to With Raceway, and turned around and won the Grand Nationals finale. Talk about what it's like running this Fast Track series and why you are still committed in doing it.
Well, I mean, it's a really good season. We had a really good season, and this is a really good series for competitors like myself that like to travel, and then just for local guys here. They come in to, it's hard to go anywhere to race for $5,000 with these crate motors and everything. This is great what Stan's doing, and he keeps building it every year, and it's getting better and better. But the deal last year with Royce, whatever, that's water under the bridge. We just looking forward for this year, and maybe it'd be even better.
And last question I'm going to ask you, the last 2 seasons you've pocketed the Modoc 100. Can you win for the 3rd straight year?
Well, I mean, I definitely think I can. I definitely have the equipment to do it with, and I know how to get around this place pretty good. Like I said, it's just it's going to be hard to pass, I think. I don't know what this rain's going to do if it holds off, but, we just need a little luck on our side, and I believe we might get 3 in a row.
That's the driver of car number 27, driving for the Blackwell Racing Team here at the 3rd annual Modoc 100 out of Blairsville, Georgia. It's Superman Jonathan Davenport, and now we're going to swing and talk to another one of the heat race winners, driver in car number 54B, Mr. Brandon Umberger, and they call him Flatfoot. And I'll tell you what, buddy, you were flat-footing around Modoc last night in your heat race, looking strong in heat 1 to get the victory.
Yeah, we got a good car. I think I have to blame Jody for that flat foot. He gave that to me last year, but yeah, we got a really good car starting on the pole. All about just making the right adjustments and having a good car at the end of 50 laps.
Of course, you had 40 cars that you had to contend with. To be locked in, knowing today that the cloud cover setting in. It's actually starting to clear up. If you want to get a shot of the cloud cover there, it looks like we really could be getting this racing in tonight. But knowing that you have that relief done, you're on the pole, you're leading them to green for 50 laps and $5,000 to win tonight. Does that kind of let the pressure go off?
Yeah, starting in front, as they say, it's a whole lot easier to stay there than it is to get there, So, yeah, we got the best starting position in the house, and, just try to get out front and hope we can hold them off. I know Davenport, he's really good, and he's going to be coming. Ain't no doubt about him. And, he's the car to beat. And, we're just going to try to get out front and hope we can go.
And what's your thoughts for this season? It's a new year, new time, new season, a new era in racing. We're going into another century mark with 2011. And Brandon Umberger, you've had some talent in the past running Fast Track, and of course, this is a whole new ball game.
Yeah, we have. It just depends. It's kind of like week to week. We just run. We're going to run most of the touring fast track races. It all depends on how we do. But, that's our intentions. If we can stay up in the points with them, we'll run all the touring races. If we seem to fall behind, then we'll just run the races close to the house where it pays the most money for the least amount of expenses. Especially this time, with the economy and everything it is, money's tight, and it's all about, where you can spend the least to win the most, and that's kind of what we're doing.
He's exactly right, and that is the driver of car number 54B, the guy that will lead the field to the green flag for the Modoc 100 3rd edition 50-lapper. It is Brandon Umberger, and we got Lightning Lee Cooper. We'll bring him on here. Driver of car number 57, Lightning is his nickname, and Lightning is going to be on the outside. You got Flatfoot and Lightning. Make your pick. Lee Cooper starting second, and, man, I'll tell you what, good-looking car that you got this year, and it backs it up with a good start, second for this race.
Yeah, we can't complain. It a good start to the year. I appreciate it on the looks of the race car. That's what I do for a living, build bodies and race cars and all, and had a lot of compliments on it. So all wide, it's got a lot of attention this year for us.
Tell you what, man, ups and down seasons. When I came on board as the Fast Track announcer last year at the Grand Nationals, and, you had a top 10 start back in the October race here, got in a mishap, but came back through the field. Can we see that momentum, and did you set your car up for the same setup as you done back in October with this event in March?
Well, no, we'd like to get out front and not have to worry about having to go on up through there, but the inside was where you had to be last night. We started on the inside pole of our heat race, and that was where everything was won from last night, but we got a pretty good takeoff. Maybe maybe we can squirt down up in front of the 54 there. Brandon, he's running good. Everybody's got to always look out for Jonathan. He's always run good down here, so we can come out with a good top 3 finish, we'll be pleased.
And, of course, you and Brandon Umberger are going to be starting on the front row. In motocross, whole shot is a word, and I use it as an announcer in dirt racing, the whole shot. Can you get the outside whole shot when the green flag goes up?
Well, we'll see. The last Modoc 100 down here, the heat race and all, we started on the outside, and Larry Blankenship was on the front row. We beat him to the corner, so maybe we can do it again. Just have to see how the racetrack holds up.
There you go. That's Lightning Lee Cooper in car number 57. Umberger and him will be on the front row for the green flag 50-lapper. And another honorable mention to the driver in car number 117, Parker Herring out of Appleton, Georgia. He was the quickest heat race winner in Heat 3. He's not showed up yet, but his car is here. We're all getting ready to go, Webb. It's going to be an exciting race with the Modoc 100 here at Modoc Speedway.
You may have heard by now that weather threatened all day Saturday to ruin the Modoc 100. Here's Wesley Outland with Brian Stewart, the promoter of Modoc 100, and what his efforts were going to be to make sure to get that race in on Saturday.
Brian, it's here, buddy, the 3rd annual Modoc 100. We've had sunshine. We've had a little precipitation. The R word hasn't really gave us a visit yet, but, man, I'll tell you what, everybody's pumped up and excited, and cars and race haulers are coming in.
Yeah, I tell you, the track, I think it's going to really be good tonight. We had some mist and rain up here this morning, but, yeah, the Fast Track Cray Late Model Show was outstanding last night. The Ultimate Super Late Models tonight. Track's going to be good. The fans going to get the money's worth.
I'll tell you what, I made the drive from North Carolina to come up here, and I will talk to Stan Lester in a minute, but he sent me a text, and he said, you're going to do everything you absolutely can. You've got the people, you got the manpower, the equipment, the man hours it takes to get this race in if we have to stay here all night long. Hopefully don't come to that, but we got to make it happen.
Yeah, all the fans, drivers, they need to get prepared, because if that's what we got to do, stay here late to try to get the show in, that's what we're going to do here. And it's just going to be a good show tonight.
Not only are you having touring events with the Fast Track Racing Series and the Ultimate Super Late Models, but also 2011 Fast Track City Chevrolet Weekly Division program and, a series program, touring races. Talk about the relationship with Fast Track and Modoc Speedway as well as yourself.
I know starting back 2 years ago with Fast Track, it's really done a good deed to my racetracks for my program. We average 20, 25 cars down here on any weekly Fast Track Cray Late Model event, and it's really done well for my racetracks.
All right, Brian, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's your pick to win it?
I don't know. Somebody asked me that this morning. I'm going to have to go with the 54B, Brandon Umberger.
And, of course, Brandon Umberger will start on the pole. We heard from him earlier. That is, again, Brian Stewart, the promoter of the Modoc Speedway as well as Gordon Park Speedway. And, again, Stan Lester, 8th season kicking off this weekend at the Modoc 100. Who would have thunk, like you said, back in 2004 when you put this program together, only 5 crate late models showed up and what it's grown to be today?
Certainly not me, of all people. It's, we sat down and counted it up last year, including our weekly events. And all our touring events across the country, we had over 11,000 entrants in 1 year. And just, I'm like you, who would ever thunk it?
And of course, Stan, we're going to talk also about the Ultimate Super Late Model Series, hooking up with the Southern All-Stars East. Casey Roberts, the 101 car, he's here. He's a defending champion for the last 4 years, kind of like a Jimmy Johnson deal for dirt. We'll talk about how that whole deal come to fruition. I see you're already sporting the new Ultimate shirt there, folks. Check it out there. You need to get it.
Absolutely. It's Mary Kay did a good job with that. Thanks to her for that and putting up with me for 28 years. The ultimate deal, I mean, Lenny Buff and I, he had the Southern All-Stars East, of course, and Lenny and I had been talking for a couple years, and we just decided from some encouragement from race teams and team owners and even some chassis manufacturers came to me and said, look, we think you need to do this. You do a good job promoting. Your series does a good job promoting. So why fight another series? And this guy's my friend as well and one of our weekly tracks in Fastrak. So we just decided to put all our efforts together, became partners with this, and developed into Ultimate Super Late Model Series.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize that to folks because there's been a lot of questions, a lot of, gobbledygook, I'll say that, on the internet, the forums, people saying you're putting things together. People came to you. They wanted you to put together a super package. You didn't want anything to do with super late model racing. You were focused mainly on crates and pro late models to make that a better benefactor for the sport. And then they put your name in the domino effect, and look what you've created. Was it Benji Cole? Talk about the built spec motor Fastrak's made.
Well, it was here last night. Royce Bray driving the car last night. We had our little $20,000 spec motor here, all aluminum 415. And believe it or not, it was the fastest super late model here last night. Now, there are some heavy hitters coming here today, so let's give everybody their due. And believe it or not, we only turned the car 7,100 RPM. So when you do an engine like that, it'll live really fast.
All right, Stan, so we're going to put you on the spot. Founder of the Fastrak Series and one of the promoters of the Ultimate Super Tour. Who's it going to be? Who's going to win it?
I'm pleading the Fifth Amendment.
Hey, that's Stan Lester, the founder of the Fastrak Racing Series, what is deemed the premier pro late model series in the country, and now the Ultimate Super Series, the premier super late model tour series of the Southeast. Back to Command Central to Webb Dillard. This is a Fastrak update presented by Old Man's Garage.
Well, as a race fan myself, I certainly appreciate all the efforts that went into keeping that track under control. Brian Stewart and his crew deserve a lot of credit for getting that race in. Now let's sit back, watch the last few laps of the Modoc 100, and stay tuned for the three-time winner Jonathan Davenport in his post-race interview with Wesley Outland, the voice of Fastrak.
Georgia, for the third straight year at the Modoc 100 is Superman Jonathan Davenport, everybody. Jonathan, man. Oh, man, I got so many microphones. I don't want to drop them, but Congratulations, wow. I mean, we talked during pre-race before things got started. We said, could you win it? You didn't drive a 49. You drove the Blackwell 27 entry for them. What's going through your mind right now?
Well, I just first of all, I have thanks Travis Blackwell for giving me this opportunity. I believe you're more a little excited than I am, but anyway, just like to thank Stan. He's got a great series barrier ride. He builds a great car. This right here is just like one of our house cars, so anybody can just come buy one just like it. But definitely want to thank Travis, for giving me this opportunity to come out here. I think Kenny Lamb built the engine. I ain't real sure, but anyway, Hoosier tires were great, and thanks everybody for coming out. I know you just kind of rainy night and everybody's kind of stuck it out, so thanks to everybody.
I'll tell you what, I am a little excited. It was an exciting race to call it up in the booth. I know the fans got their money's worth. The last 2 seasons this year, 3 times running winner of the Modoc 100. We got to put a bounty on you. Brian Stewart's got to do something to keep you from winning this thing.
Yeah, I tell you what, I really like this racetrack. I don't think we had the fastest car tonight, maybe just the one that didn't make the least amount of mistakes, I guess. But, we'll come back again and try it again next year.
Talk about restarts, because at one point, Brandon Umberger looked like he could really get you there on the go, but the whole shot, when you came out of the bottom of the corner, you just sailed away from him. Did you kind of have some problems negotiating the corners from the beginning?
Well, I tell you what, we was really tight to begin with. We made a couple of changes before we went out, and I almost changed them back, and I was scratching my head about the first 10 laps. I thought it was just way too tight, but the racetrack came around to us, and we was pretty good there at the end.
Race fans winner here at the Modoc Speedway for the season opener for the 8th running season of Fast Track Racing Series. Car number 27 out of Blairsville, Georgia, Superman Jonathan Davenport.
Well, race fans, we've come to the end of the first Fast Track Series video update. Be sure you go to oldmansgarage.com to check out all the late model chassis parts we have to offer. You can also log on to oldmansgarage.com to see all the video updates this season covering the Fast Track Series, or you can search on YouTube Fast Track Series Video Update. For Wesley Outland and all of Fast Track, I'm your host, Webb Dillard, and we'll see y'all at the races.